Yo, still Bills, what's the deal, man? Yo, peep game, man. It's another brother I follow on YouTube, man, and I really respect his analysis and his expertise on the sport. And I've been following him for some time, man. That's my man, Contender Regime Boxing, man. I fucks with dude, man. I really fuck with him, and I think he calls it down the line as fair as he possibly can, especially due to the fact that he's he's a Texas boy. And you got the Charlos and the likes of Errol Spence coming up out of Texas. So I think he calls it pretty fair down the middle as it pertains to, you dig, any and everybody else, whether you're in the divisions. Yeah, mainly if you're in the divisions and you're kind of not necessarily rivals but potential opposition. So I think he calls it down the middle. But he just did a video about our Terrence Crawford fans, really Terrence Crawford fans, or just Errol Spence haters, man. What I will say is, I can't speak for everybody else, but I will say, as far as us up here in Omaha, Nebraska, you got to think, because usually an athlete's fan base is really going to be generated from where it is he comes from. So you think LeBron ain't got all the Akron on his back? You dig what I'm saying? So you look at us here in Omaha, we don't have too many people who come to prominence in the same type of manner that Bud did. So when Bud has a fight, if he has a pay-per-view on both of it, he's had about 3 pay-per-views. With those pay-per-views, the majority of the people in the crowds are Nebraskans. They're Nebraskans. We in attendance heavy. I don't give a fuck. We done been to Dallas. We done been to New York. We done been to Vegas. The majority of the people in those crowds are Nebraskans. We are. We out there. We out there. Deep. And the majority of them pay-per-view buys, I'm sure, are Nebraskans. If we can't make it, because I know I haven't made it to a fight outside of Omaha yet, but every pay-per-view he's had, I bought. So yeah, I can't too much speak on everybody else, but his biggest supporters come from his hometown, and his hometown has filled plenty of seats in different states, coast to coast, and have bought them pay-per-views when he's had them. That's just what it is, my nigga. Like, we put on for the king, man. You dig? He represents us. We're honored and ecstatic that he represents us in the manner that he represents us. Gabrielle Union, you could say she is between him and her, as far as people who just, they're just known like that. Like, they don't too much speak on the likes of a John Beasley, even a Yolanda, what's her name? Yolanda Ross, the girl from The Chi. They don't speak on them like that. They're not held in the same light as the likes of a Terrence Crawford and a Gabrielle Union. And Gabrielle Union has never repped for us like that, ever. I think she's just starting to doing it now, but she's never put on for Omaha like that, ever. I don't, like, when I go to Omaha, we be in Omaha all day. We don't see Shorty on the Deuce. We don't see her. I think she popped up at a Husker game with Dwayne Wade, but she don't be on. She ain't marching in the. You ain't gonna see her at the parades down there on 30th during Juneteenth and shit like that. You're not gonna see that. You're not gonna see that. With Bud, you're gonna see Bud every occasion. You're gonna see Bud out there. So we support that man. His biggest support system is here in the city, in the borders of Omaha, Nebraska, man. That is our hero up here. So I know that for a fact. His fan base is really galvanized here in the city, and I'm sure we are the majority of his fan base. We are the majority of his fan base. We are buying in pay-per-views. Better yet, we are out there seeing him and supporting him and giving him that energy while he's in the crowd or while he's in the fight or his ring entrance. We're giving him that energy. We feeding that energy to him, to Bomac, to Red, to Esau. We're doing that. We're doing that. So the majority of his fans reside up here in the good city of Omaha, Nebraska. I gotta let that be known to you, Counterpunch. Gotta let that be known to you. Gotta let that be known to you, man. We ride with the champ up here like a motherfucker, man. You do have a point, you dig it. A lot of them are haters at Errol Spence, but I don't. Yeah, that's pretty much up here as well. Errol Spence has some slick shit to say about the city to try to promote the fight, man. That's a sore spot for us because niggas already, we don't get the love of other cities, man. So niggas already think shit is sweet up here. Cornfields, I ain't scared of nothing from the fuckers in Nebraska talking greasy and all that shit. Yeah, man, niggas ain't feeling Spence up here, man. just gotta keep that shit a stack what you can. Niggas ain't feeling Spence up here. I ain't got no issue with Spence, but niggas get real caught up in that shit, man. Niggas do not like that shit, man. So you know, on one hand, you are right. It's both of the points are most definitely, permanent here up here in Omaha because we are his strongest fan base. We're his strongest fan base. Nobody nigga. We in the crowd. We ordering the pay-per-views. I don't know if there's a way to figure out how many pay-per-views were bought in the state of Nebraska when Bud went up to fight, but I'm guaranteeing it's a whole lot of 402 area codes on them pay-per-view buys. I'm willing to guarantee that. So you do make a point though, it's a good point that you dig. A lot of them they're not even really Bud fans, but mainly Spence haters. It's both up here. I don't hate Spence. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but I damn sure don't hate him. I understood where he was coming from when he did that shit. And he didn't go as hard as Hank Lundy. Hank Lundy was real life trying to curb us, man, what the fuck is an he was really trying to play us and he got punished for that. And some of his people, his Philly niggas got punished for that shit too in the crowds up there in New York. The niggas saw how we was rocking up there. They went up there and crashed some shit. But yeah, I had to make a video. I'm gonna drop this video in your comment section. You probably ain't gonna see it, but it's all good. I'm most definitely drop this video in your comment section, man, on that video. But we are his strongest fan base. And we are if we not in the crowd at the fight, we ordering it. We support our champion. We support our champion. Man. So yeah, I just had to let that be known to you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. You most definitely got a follower in me. I fucks with you. Deuces.